What's up guys, it's Brennan here. I'm going to show you a tutorial of the song Big Wide World, which is by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross from the Mid90s soundtrack. I have a cover up on my channel if you guys want to check that out right here, but we're going to get right into it. So first, I'm going to teach you the left hand kind of pattern that continues throughout the whole song. We're going to do the little intro part first, and then we're going to get into the other main section of the song. So I'm going to play through the intro with both hands, and then we're going to break down the left hand. Left hand during the entire song, you do kind of this left hand back and forth between two notes like this. So for the intro, you're going to go back and forth on G first. So you're going to have your pinky down here on G and your thumb stretching all the way up here to G. So you are going to have to stretch a little bit. This does take some practice. Once you get that down, it goes kind of easier. So you're going to go back and forth between these 12 times. So it's going to be like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then you switch down here to D. So your pinky here on D and your thumb up here on D. And you do this one 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you move just up 1 key to E. Pinky down here, thumb up here. And you do this one 16 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Then you go back. So let's count through one more time. And then I want you guys to kind of memorize it, because obviously you won't be able to count to 12 and then to 16 and all that each time. You kind of just get a feel of the rhythm of it, and then you'll naturally know when to switch. So let's go over it counting one more time, and then we'll play it on its own. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Switch down to D. 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch up to E. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So on its own, it's like this. From the top. Okay? So now we're going to get into the right hand intro part. So I'm just going to play it on its own. So you're going to start here on B, third finger, and you're going to press this one 5 times. So it's going to be like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch up to C sharp once, and then you go down here to F sharp. Go over that one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch down. One more time. This little part's a little tricky, so just feel free to just keep practicing it until you memorize it. One more time. One more time. So that's. Okay, so now we're going to put it together, both hands. It is helpful for me to play along with the song when I'm learning, so feel free to just go on Spotify or Apple Music and listen to the song and play along with it, just so you can get the rhythm of it. But we're going to break down how to learn this really slowly, both hands together. Here we go. Okay, let's go even slower. One more time. Feel free if you need to slow down the speed of the video just to get the exact timing of that, because it is a little tricky. But we're going to move on to the next part here. So he does this little intro, this whole part I was playing, several times before we get into the main part of the song. He does change these notes slightly. For example, it could be like this. A helpful tip is whenever you're doing the first one down here is when you play something usually in the right hand. So for example, I start when I'm playing down here, then I continue. See how every time I press something in the right hand is when I'm on the down part instead of the up part. So think of it like you're playing these always at the same time, and then you're hitting a key in the middle. So it's like this. See how these are at the same time? And that's in the middle. Okay? So hopefully that helps with the timing of everything. But we're going to get into the next part. So in the left hand, you're going to be playing each set 8 times. So it's going to be like this. Start here on E, pinky on E, thumb on E. And you always start at the bottom. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then you're going to jump down here to D, pinky on D, thumb on D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then you're going to move down here to A, pinky on A, thumb on A. Start at the bottom 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then you jump down here to G 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's E, D, A, G. Each one 8 times. So it's going to sound like this. Start back at the beginning. Okay, so now we're going to learn the right hand. So I'm just going to play through it once on its own. And then it starts over. So I'll just play it twice so you can see how it starts over. Start over. And then it starts over. So let's break down how to learn this. I do find it's easiest just to memorize it instead of going over each of the notes, because then you kind of don't hear the tune of it, because I'm like G, B, A, F sharp, you know? So let's just play through really slowly. You do this one 3 times. Then you go. So try that. Then you go. So let's try it from the top. One more time. Then you go. So let's do it from the top just to memorize it. 1, 2, 3, B, A, F sharp, E, D, E. One more time from the top. Then the last 2 is you play these really quickly. So it's F sharp and D. And then you start back on the loop over and over again. So it's like this. Start over. So when you go like this and you start back on the first part of the loop, there should be no delay. So it's like this. So feel free to practice that. It is going to take a little bit to memorize, but once you have it down, we're going to put both hands together. So I'm just going to play through really slowly, and we're going to try and get the timing of this. Starts over, okay? So let's go through it even slower this time. Then you start back on the loop. Switch. Okay, so feel free to go through that several times just to get the timing down. But the full speed should sound like this. So now now we're going to put both of those parts together, the intro part that we learned as well as the main part of the song. So we're going to just play through really slowly, and then I'm going to show you when the main part of the song comes in. So we're going to play through the intro, and then we're going to add in the main part. So it's going to be like this. So they go through this part a couple times. So instead of moving back up to start the intro again, which you would start on G, you don't move back up and you stay on E, because notice how the main part of the song is where you start here, and in the intro you end here. So you're actually going to hang out on this same note. So I'm going to show you an example. We got into the next part. It should be like a seamless transition from the intro to the main section. So I'm just going to show you one more time. So you do this one a couple times, the intro. So then when you start the intro over, you go up here to B and your thumb's here on G. Jumping up to B and starting that over, you play the main part of the song. So see how you stay here? So it's going to be like this. Okay, hopefully that part's making sense. It is a little tricky, but I'm just going to play the last part of the intro and then the transition into the main part one more time just to get the hang of it, and you basically have the whole song. Let's go over it. Stay here. Now, the last thing I will tell you is the piano pedal, what to do for this song and the pedal. If you're not familiar with how a piano pedal works, I have a video on that, which you can check out right here. But the pedal, basically, instead of having the keys sound like this, it blends them together like this. Beautiful, right? So in this song, you're going to press down on the pedal before you start playing in the whole song. You press down in the left hand. Now, whenever you move from one of these rhythms to the other, like when you go from G to D, you lift your foot off the pedal and back down before you hit the next one. So it's going to be like this. Press down on the pedal. Now, lift your foot and push back down before you play the next one. Same for that one. So every time you move in the left hand, even from this short one, lift and push back down. This is going to take some practice. Like I said, I have a whole other video on pedals if you want to practice getting the hang of that. But essentially, every time you move from one of these to another in the left hand is when you lift off and hold back down on the pedal. Okay? And that is pretty much it. You have the whole song now. Hopefully this tutorial was helpful for you guys. Definitely don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out a ton with making these tutorials if people subscribe. So I appreciate every single one of you. And let me know in the comments below what other songs you'd like to see tutorials or covers on. All right, thanks guys.